Hello everybody, welcome back. We are going to continue on our Greek and Latin roots, so let's get started. Our first root is at, meaning best. And I'm going to go ahead and give you an example word. One of them is optimal, the best, the most desirable. My second word is going to be optimize. To make the best of. I'm going to go ahead and use optimal in a sentence. I'm going to go ahead and read that to you. The new iPhone 6 will be optimal in the world. Moving on to our next root is ortho. And ortho means straight. And I'm going to go ahead and give you two examples. One of them is orthodontist. And the meaning of that is a dentist who straightens teeth. I'm going to go ahead and give you another example, and that's orthopedic. And the meaning of that is a doctor concerned with the proper sorry about that. Alignment of bones. I'm going to go ahead and read that to you. Orthopedic, a doctor concerned with the proper alignment of bones. Now, I'm going to go ahead and take orthodontist and use it in a sentence. Excuse me. I'm going to go ahead and read that to you. The little girl was taken to the orthodontist to get braces. Moving on to our next root is osteo. And osteo means bone. I'm going to go ahead and give you an example. Osteo arthritis. And that means inflammation caused by degeneration of the joints. I'm going to go ahead and use osteoarthritis and a sentence. I'm going to go ahead and read that to you. The woman couldn't walk because she had osteoarthritis in her knees. Moving on to our next root. Is out. Meaning goes beyond. Surpasses and exceeds. I'm going to go ahead and put this in a box because this is a commonly used root. It is very important that you know it. I'm going to give you two examples. One of them is going to be outgoing. Outgoing. And that means being of lively. I'm going to give you another example, outdoor. And that means outside. I'm going to go ahead and use outgoing in a sentence. Sorry about that. I'm going to go ahead and read that to you. The girl is very active and outgoing person. Moving on to our next root, our fifth root is over. And over means excessive. Sorry about that, excessive. And I'm going to go ahead and give you two examples. One of them is going to be over confident, meaning more confident than is appropriate. My next example is going to be overexcited. And the meaning of that is more excited than one should be. I'm going to go ahead and make excessive more clear for you guys. Excessive here. Excessive means more. So just to make that more understandable for you, I'm going to go ahead and use overexcited in a sentence. I'm going to use overexcited in a sentence. I'm going to say, I'm going to go ahead and read that to you. Every time I came home, my dog would be overexcited. Moving on to our next root. Is pale. And we just finished the letter O's. So we're going to move on to the letter P. Our first root of letter P is pale, like I said before. Pale. And that means ancient. I'm going to go ahead and give you an example. Paleography, meaning the study of ancient forms forms of writing. I'm going to give you another example. Is Paleolithic, and that is period of the Stone Age. I'm going to go ahead and use Paleolithic in a sentence. I like this word, I don't know why, but it seems pretty amusing. I'm going to go ahead and write it like this. I'm going to go ahead and read that to you. Fire was founded in the Paleolithic period. Moving on to our next roots is pan. And pan means all. Sorry about that. All, any, and everyone. I'm going to go ahead and give you an example. Pandemic, and that means affecting all. I'm going to go ahead and use pandemic in a sentence. going to go ahead and read that to you. The World Health Organization, WHO, issued a pandemic in Africa last week. Moving on to our next root is para. And para is a commonly used word, so I'm going to go ahead and underline this for you after I give you the meaning. It means beside, beyond, abnormal, normal, abnormal, and assistant. I'm going to go ahead and put this in a box here. I'm going to give you an example, and that example is parasite. Sorry about that. Parasite. And parasite means an organism Sorry about that. Parasite, an organism that lives with the assistance of a living being. I'm going to go ahead and use parasite in a sentence. I'm going to go ahead and read that to you. A parasite lives with the assistance of another living being. Moving on to our next root is also para. Para can have two different meanings. One of them is beside, beyond, abnormal, assistance. Or para can mean protection from. I'm going to go ahead and give you an example. Parachute. And parachute, I'm going to go ahead and underline the root for you here, means protection from falling. I'm going to go ahead and use parachute in a sentence. I'm going to go ahead and read that to you. Open your parachute so you don't fall to the ground and die. On to our next root. is pat or patri, meaning father. I'm going to go ahead and give you two examples. One of them is paternity, meaning fatherhood, and also I'm going to give you another example is paternal, meaning relating to fathers. I'm going to go ahead and use paternity in a sentence, and I'm going to say, the young man was afraid of paternity. I'm going to go ahead and read that to you one more time. The young man was afraid of paternity. That is it for today, you guys. I had lots of fun.